How's it going, YouTube? Malagant here, having another chill talk right here. First things first, we're going to be getting one thing out of the way, as the title suggests: two shields. Now, yeah, if you're scared of like spoilers, please just don't step into it. Now that is out of the way, so in the first town, into the Act 7, into the Forgotten Gods, right before entering to the Conclave, you just come over here. There's like a hidden path. Follow it, come up top, and then you're going to be coming to the Shrine of Oren, and there's going to be a ways waiting for you over there, and it is going to be dropping the item called Totally Normal Shield. Now this is like 100% thing. It exists in every single difficulty, so like normal, elite, and ultimate. And it is just a mace. That thing that is looking like a shield, in fact, is a meme item. So it's not necessarily a shield, and there's no such thing as two shields in this game. And if you have been watching my recent VODs, we have been getting asked, like I have been getting asked on the stream so many times. It's like ridiculous. And sometimes cheeky bastards like they're actually asking you on purpose. It's insane. They're like, after a while, someone that is lurking in the stream is just popping up. He's like, yo, Malagant, I'm glad you're like streaming Grim Dawn again. Really enjoying the stream. Safety. By the way, what's up with the two shields? Like, is the thing? Yeah, it's definitely a thing, man. Oathkeeper is the double shield guy. Now, one thing that I can talk about is that, like, in normal difficulties for level 50, obviously, in elite, I'm assuming it's level 75. I didn't do the elite. I just jumped into ultimate directly afterwards, and then in the ultimate there's the level 94 version. One thing that I didn't like about this is the fact that even though you can only get this once, I'm assuming, it still is randomized rolls. So if you look at the left side, it's the level 94 item. I got it by Spellbreaker, since I was able to get here with my Spellbreaker before this guy, actually, while I was progressing. And then I got the right one with this guy. So I have like two level 94 ones. In comparison, the stats are like very different, and the left one is definitely overpowering the right one. So that's not necessarily the best thing, since you can like only get it once, I would say, but it's okay. It's the itemization of this game. Another thing that I wanted to show you in this video is that like we can finally transfer iron bits between characters. That is very interesting. It is in fact in the Conclave once again. It is this guy right over here, the Garrus. He is like the keeper of the iron, and you can purchase iron bars from him, 50k each. And then you can obviously like put them into the shared stash tab, pick it up with another character, and sell them back to Garrus. Basically, you're going to be able to like transfer your iron bits. That's a really good change. People have been suggesting, and I agree. Like, I'm not really sure why they didn't necessarily like put a price on the iron bars, like just 50k, so that like you can sell it to like any single NPC, but you can only buy it from Garrus. That would have made a lot more sense in my opinion. But whatever, like I'll take this as well, to be honest with you. It's pretty cool. It's a very good change. If there's anyone at all that's wondering like why would you want to transfer iron bits, it's basically because sometimes you want to change characters and start playing a new one, and the stuff that you farmed on the other guy is in your stash. Well, except the iron bits. It's kind of sitting there for no reason, even though you farmed it, you know what I mean? And you cannot get it to the new character. Now you can. That's a very good change. I also wanted to talk about my character a little bit, like how it is doing. In the midst of everything, I think it's actually doing very good. Like it's doing very good. Like I like the DPS. Obviously, it's not necessarily very strong against like every single target. I feel like trying to figure that out. Why? We don't necessarily have bad gear. Definitely not. I would say even like above average. I've been pretty lucky with the drops. I would 100% say so. And I think my build is pretty optimized. My devotions are pretty optimized. Like I'll put a link down in the description below if anyone is curious about the character that I'm looking at right now. But today on stream I have I stepped into the ultimate. I just, with this video, I also like uploaded the VODs from the stream. If you'd like to watch it, you can like watch the entire ultimate progression of today. Up to like Bastion of Chaos or something, guys, like everything was silky smooth. I was just like face swelling almost, even in ultimate. In Bastion of Chaos, stuff started becoming a little bit too tanky. I didn't necessarily feel like I was gonna die, but they were very tanky. It was like the fights were like taking a little bit longer. I wasn't at least at the very least I wasn't one-shotting them. It was quite obvious. Like, yo, I had to use like the shield throw multiple times, versus some creatures. I do believe that like the judgment is incredibly important. I feel like the judgment is maybe not even dealing any damage to the targets that are not being able to knock back. If they're like immune to knockback effects, this is some sort of like a knockback, but it's like inwards, so it's like a pull, magnetic pull, let's say. When they're immune to it, I feel like the judgment almost has absolutely no effect. So maybe that is what is like cutting my DPS, because like almost everything is almost like immune to knockback in the Bastion of Chaos. It was like that. So anyways, after that, I finished like the vanilla content. I jumped into the Ashes of Malmoth. And we have gone for like Ancient Grow. Holy shit, you guys, the Ancient Grow, not only they were tanky, I mean, maybe they weren't as tanky as Bastion. I think the Bastion is a little bit fire resistant. It's also what was going on. So my DPS was kind of okayish, especially versus the peasants, like the trash. But oh my god, especially the last boss, Gargaball, he absolutely destroyed me. Like, I'm just going to like drop the time-stamped YouTube VOD onto the description of this video if I don't forget about it. It's pretty late over here right now, but I'll drop it if I don't forget, and like if I do, like, you can remind me in the description. But he absolutely destroyed me. I think like I was incredibly tense. I had to play it like perfect at times. We obviously survived, but like it was a very close fight. And the worst part about it is that like any second I wasn't able to like get to the melee range. Now, one thing about this character is that like it definitely shines in the midst of it all. It definitely shines in melee range, because like I have a lot of procs that are like radiating sort of things. You know what I mean? Like damage around me. I have just a tiny little, very tiny little bit of like retaliation also. Um, I have like these devotion procs that are coming. I have these pets that are attacking when I'm in close range. Like everything basically stacks up, and then it also gives the procs of like resistance reduction and stuff. Everything ends up. If I'm not in the melee range, however, literally the only thing that I have is Aegis of Men here. So that is what went with the Gargaball. It was actually quite embarrassing. I wasn't able to get into the melee range. Kept on throwing my shield, and the fight continued for like, I don't know, maybe 8 minutes or something. it was just hilarious, honestly. So yeah, like that is the news about the game. So I'm hoping that we're gonna die tomorrow in the Corvan Basin, and I'm guessing that we're gonna die because like as you know, like with this character, I skipped the elite, so I don't necessarily have that much practice with the boss fights in the new expansion, in the Forgotten Gods. So in the ultimate, if there's anything that is like as hard as saying, which I'm gonna find out tomorrow in the ultimate difficulty while I'm progressing after finishing the Ashes Act 6. I'm guessing I won't be able to play as good that I played versus Gargaball, simply because like I'm not necessarily warmed up for those fights. So I'll most likely make a couple of mistakes, and a consecutive one will most likely kill me. But that is okay. That's the hardcore life, we are gonna end up like leveling a new character afterwards, which is going to be even more fun. That being said, the character is not so bad. I actually wanted to finish a sentence that I completely spaced out and jumped to something else as usual, is the fact that like my gear is not necessarily that bad. I think it's like above average in fact, so it should be doing good, and it should be able to like at the very least finish the game without dying. That is why I am pushing right now instead of farming. But it is not at its best either. So at the end of the day, you probably would like to have some sort of like a set going on for you. I don't necessarily have a set. I don't necessarily have like good rings. I mean, they're good, but I don't think they're for this character. Let's say they're like it is just defensive normal rings. I think my armor is quite crap as well. Like I could definitely use a lot better armor and armor absorption so that I can like stand in the melee range for once. Same goes for a little bit of like physical resistance. Those two stats are incredibly important. Obviously on top of the defensive ability when it comes to like staying in melee range. Afterwards, like these are the factors that are like mitigating the damage. Afterwards, your sustain kicks in. So sustain, what I mean is that like your passive health regen, your life steal, maybe your proc health regen, like heal stuff. Like I have actually a couple of heals. I have the wayward soul, I have the giant's blood. Especially the Giant's Blood is really, really good right now. So I do have a couple of life steal options as well. So you get what I'm saying. Like, I think I'm taking too much damage. My mitigation is low right now. Even though it looks okayish. Targets like Gargoyle, they definitely don't let me step into the melee range, and I paid for it for sure. So gonna need to be extremely careful. But this character, at the very least, you know, it has a little bit more, I don't know, let's say, ways to improve, especially with the gear. And obviously, like, if I can find a little bit better gear, I'll most likely like be putting more valuable components like this one, the Oakdenbok leather, or like this one, you know, the sacred plating. Those are like a lot more valuable when it comes to component values, instead of like chains of Oleron or like silk swatch. This is like a leveling component anyways, right? So you probably get what I'm saying. So there's some more room for improvement for sure. But I don't necessarily know if I will ever be able to stand in melee range with the Gargaball with this guy. We'll see. Unless obviously like I change some stuff. This is going to be it from me today. This was some sort of like a chill talk, and I really hope that you enjoyed it too. Well, I'm going to be seeing you next time. Peace out, YouTube. Have a good night.